Indian origin Gopi Thotakura heads to space. What is space tourism, its type and challenges? In Israel-Iran conflict, what are these weapons in news? And 29 Maoists killed in Bastar. What you should read beyond the headlines. Hello everyone, I am Srivastava and I'm here with the 3 must-reads from the Indian Express today. आज की तारीख है 17th April 17th. And you know that these sessions are meant for your current affairs preparation, how to read the newspaper, what are those important articles, and how to read it. So the purpose of this particular video is not to take you one by one to every article and hold your finger to each article and notes. नहीं, ये हमारा उद्देश्य नहीं है. We just want to tell you, and I particularly want to tell you, that how you should read a few important articles. What are the things which you should keep in mind when you get to know that how that particular article or piece is written? What are the words which have been very important while writing it? What are those areas where there has to be focus? You would do better in your exam in understanding the newspaper. Leave out the irrelevant thing, focus on the relevant things for any stage of any competitive examination. ये है पर्पस रोज सुबह आपके लिए ये एक एनालिसिस करने का ऑफ हाउ टू रीड सम इंपॉर्टेंट न्यूज. Now, I know before coming to the 3 must read, there are couple of announcements, couple of information which I have to give. First is that जैसे कि आपको पता है कि UPSC declared its result, Civil Services Exam 2023 result yesterday. इसका मतलब ये भी है कि 2024 के prelims का बिल्कुल बच चुका है. You all know the date, so you must fasten your seat belt and start preparing for it. और दूसरी चीज ये है कि you should also, after the results are declared, you should just think that so what, okay, and what now? अभी क्या करना है, and what we should do if you have qualified, if you have not qualified, this aspect. इस aspect को आज हम UPSC live, जो कि Instagram पे live जाता है, and then you find it recorded on YouTube. इस पे हम डिस्कशन करेंगे. We've talked to some experts. We'll talk about these issues in a detailed manner of what now after this result. Okay, now let's come to the first read from the Indian Express today, and the first read directly comes from the explained page. Now when you come to the explained page, there is explained signs where it's in the bottom of the page, और यहाँ पे बात की गई है कि Indian origin Gopi Thotakura heads to space. And what is space tourism? बहुत ही pinpointed article है, और इस article को पढ़ने से पहले there are certain words which you should focus. And for example, space tourism. What is space tourism? What are the types of space tourism? तो यहाँ पे suborbital, orbital के बारे में बताया गया है. And there's a mission in the very first paragraph, N25 mission of Blue Origin. And then you have Karaman line, you have Falcon 9. And then of course, there are some challenges. So this particular छोटा सा article becomes relevant not only for your current affairs, prelims based kind of questions, factual questions, but also when it gives you challenges of space tourism. ये थोड़ा और आगे जाता है, आपको analytical, आपको means answer writing के लिए, descriptive answer writing के लिए, essay के लिए fodder देता है. Now just pay attention to the first paragraph. The first paragraph says that Gopi Thotakura, an entrepreneur and a pilot, is said to become the first person of Indian origin. That's why it's important. The name is very important. So आपके state civil services or different competitive exam में ये नाम पूछा जा सकता है. So Gopi Thotakura is said to become the first person of Indian origin to go to space as a tourist on the NS-25. So this is NS-25 mission of Blue Origin. This is a company which was founded by Jeff Bezos, who is also the founder of Amazon. So This company is very important. This mission is important. The name of the person is important. And Thotakura has been selected as one of the 6 crew members for the mission. The launch date of the mission is yet to be announced. Now, look at the second paragraph, which tells you the importance of space tourism. Now, space tourism has grown in popularity. In 2023, the space tourism market was estimated to be worth of $848.28 million. It is expected to grow to $27,861.99 million by 2032. देखिए 10 साल में इतना बढ़ने वाला है. So that's a huge amount. And however, there are several challenges that may limit the industry. तो आपको पता चल गया कि यहाँ पे बात की जाएगी स्पेस टूरिज्म की एंड challenges की. Now, what is a space tourism? So, space tourism is a form of space travel which is done for recreational or business purposes. There are two main types of space tourism: suborbital and orbital. So, tourism word जहाँ पे आ गया, so you would understand that it is about recreation or business purpose. Okay, not some scientific research. But then there are two kinds of space tourism: suborbital and orbital. So the suborbital spacecraft take passengers just beyond the Karaman line. Now this is very important. You take out your atlas or just search about the Karaman line. Where is it? It lies nearly 100 kilometers above our heads and is considered to be the boundary between Earth's atmosphere and the outer space. Okay, so 100 kilometers above our head or boundary hai ye. The passengers get to spend a few minutes in outer space and then come back to Earth. The NS-25 mission, which Thotakura is a part of, is a suborbital mission. Now, orbital spacecraft takes passengers much farther than the Kármán line. Usually, passengers can spend from a couple of days to more than a week at an altitude of up to 400 kilometers. तो यहाँ पे जो कार्बन लाइन है ना, इस पे एक तो डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन पूछा जा सकता है, बट एट द सेम टाइम इस पे इसी 2-3 पैराग्राफ पे देयर कैन बी मेनी क्वेश्चंस व्हिच कैन बी फ्रेम्ड. ऑलराइट, एंड दिस इज linked to space tourism. So directly space tourism पे क्वेश्चन ना पूछ के I can frame a question on Kármán line. Now in 2021, Space Access Falcon 9 took 4 passengers to an altitude of 160 km where they spent 3 days orbiting the Earth. So that is, the space tourism is happening. But then there are various challenges. For example, it is expensive due to the manufacturing cost and cost of fuel. The second thing is the environmental damage. So there's this small paragraph that says that a 2020 study published in the journal Earth's Future found that the soot emissions from rocket launches are far more effective at warming the atmosphere compared to other sources. Okay, so the damage caused by the rockets, okay, which emit gaseous and solid chemicals directly into upper atmosphere, is also causing the environmental damage. तो ये जो point है एक तो the challenges is expensive and दूसरा आपका the soot emission and दूसरा is basically the environmental damage. और जो तीसरा है वो है safety concern, and there has been some data in this that approximately 3% of astronauts died during their space flight, which is a high fatality rate. Okay, तो challenges बताया है, definition बताया, छोटा सा article है but बहुत खूबसूरत article है. You must read it and enrich your knowledge for your various stages of examinations. Now come to the second thing, the next article. Now see, you're getting a lot of news on wars. Okay, and if you see the world page of Indian Express, it's full of the war news. Now, obviously, the ongoing wars are again very important if you want to know what is happening. But day-to-day activities जानने की आपको बहुत ज़रूरत नहीं एग्जाम में कि आज क्या हुआ, कल क्या हुआ, परसों क्या हुआ. Unless there's a big news which will come on the front page linked to that particular war, you can figure out. Or if India, has some connection in the news about India, okay, then that becomes very important. But recently, you see, Israel-Iran conflict has been in news. Now, there is this explainer, which is a detailed explainer, I agree. आपको उतना नहीं detail में जाना है for your exam, but these terms are very important. And that is why I'm saying this is the second. Now look at this headline: Israel's weapon that thwarted Iran attack, or So आपको ये तो पता है कि इजराइल और ईरान में क्यों कॉन्फ्लिक्ट हो रहा है, क्या हो रहा है, बट टेक्नोलॉजी और साइंस के पर्सपेक्टिव से व्हाट आर द वेपन्स व्हिच आर इन न्यूज. तो इक्वेशन कैसे बन सकता है? क्वेश्चन कैन बी जस्ट द नेम्स. Okay, just the name. So you should be aware of these names. For example, you see the fourth paragraph or the fourth or the fifth paragraph says systems such as Arrow 2, Arrow 3, David Sling. Okay, so David Sling can be a word and said what it is. What is it, David Sling? Where did you see it in news? Then Iron Dome, it's too much in news. Then you have Patriot Advance, Capability 2 and PAC 3. These are integrated to work in tandem with advanced fighter aircraft operated by the Israel or Air Force, Israel Air Force. Now see, there's a beautiful picture. Again, do not go deep into all these mechanisms and everything which are mentioned there, but you should know the names and a few, example. Like for example, Iron Dome. So Iron Dome kya hai? It's a short-range rocket and shells, like the ones from the Gaza. Okay, ones fired from the Gaza. So थोड़ी बहुत चीजें आपको पता होनी चाहिए. You should be aware of this. Similarly, David Sling. This is one of the important things. Is Israel's medium range air defense system, which can intercept cruise missiles, ballistic missiles, and aircraft. और साथ साथ में this basic thing, that what is a ballistic missile? Okay, ballistic missile, and what are long range rockets? All these things you should have a rough idea of this. Arrow system, again, Arrow system is again very important. It is developed in collaboration with United States. Okay, and it is a family of anti-ballistic missiles that are capable of intercepting long-range missiles in the upper atmosphere. Okay, so these are the important uh, terms which you will get in reference to what are the weapons being used. Look at the small pie chart which shows that range of Israel's air defense missile from 100 to 2,400 kilometers. You'll get an idea कि सबसे ज़्यादा क्या है? Arrow है. Then the spider, there's another spider which is very important, which is almost 100 kilometer of the range. Then almost 100 square kilometer range hai Iron Dome ki. Then between 40 to 300 kilometer is David Sling. सबसे ज़्यादा जो यहाँ पे दिया हुआ है वो है Arrow का. Okay. Now apart from this, these are the names which are mentioned. But then you should also be in a habit to read, briefly, just give a look to it, and then you will get a very small word. एक और system है जिसका नाम है Iron Beam. Look at the last point. It says Israel is also developing system called the Iron Beam to intercept incoming threats with laser technology. It is not fully operational yet. So say I make a question, and instead of giving the names like Arrow, Spider, David Sling, Iron Dome, I give the name of Iron Beam, and I ask which country it is related to. Okay, and what is it? Majorly say what it is. Then you should know that it's a kind of a weapon by Israel, something like that. All right. So sometimes diagram may it is not mentioned about Iron Beam because it's not operational, but it is there for you to know. Now, finally, I'm coming to the first page. Now, first page, if you see the big headline is, in biggest strike in Bastar, 29 Maoists killed in forest firefight ahead of vote. Now, this, the Maoist related news or Naxalism related news is related to your internal security. And जो लोग civil services की तैयारी करते हैं, this is an important part of your syllabus. और वैसे भी for current affairs you should know. Now, ये particular article जो है ये आपको current क्या हो रहा है वहाँ पे और क्या actions लिए गए ये सब बताएंगे. But sometimes I say go beyond the headline. Look, if you can look in the archives of Indian Express पुराने articles, you get a lot of things related to this, so which can help you in understanding the issue better. इसी का एक एग्जाम्पल है that beyond the headline, go into the Indian Express archived articles, some very important articles. Last year, May का एक opinion piece है. This opinion piece is written by Prakash Singh, the former DG of BSF, and who is also the author of a very important book on Naxalism, the Naxalism movement in India. Now, he has written a wonderful piece which will help you to understand that how Maoism should be seen as a social and economical problem. And there are certain suggestions given how it should be tackled and the issue should be handled. Along with this, the UPSC Essentials of the Indian Express has done a case study that how an IS officer dealt with Naxalism, and that is also one of the important pieces which you can look at. All right, so that is what I call go beyond the headline, do a little more research on it, and prepare your notes for your exam. Well, write to me at manas.srivastava@indianexpress.com. Catch me live on Instagram today at 5 p.m. and recorded on a recorded video on YouTube. I will be there on YouTube also to answer your queries. Meet me again tomorrow for 3 must reads. That's all for today. Think smart, work hard, conquer your goal. Bye-bye.